Muffed is on a season that didn't click. Let's talk about why. Muffed! Kenneth Walker finished 2025 as the number 22 running back in total PPR scoring, but the number 29 running back in PPR per game. And that gap tells you everything about how this season actually went. Walker played all 17 games for the first time in his career, but he did it inside a committee with Zach Charbonnet that capped his weekly ceiling. A sore foot wiped out most of training camp under new coordinator Clint Kubiak's zone scheme, and that slow start lingered into the fall. A mid-season glute issue nagged him through the middle of the schedule. The workhorse version of Walker only showed up late when a Charbonnet injury finally handed him the full backfield, and even then the fantasy production never caught up to the real football breakout. Now let's dig into the numbers because the efficiency story and the fantasy story are pulling in opposite directions. Walker averaged 11.3 PPR points per game on 221 carries and 36 targets. Solid volume, but an 8% average target share caps a back's floor in full PPR. On the ground, the underlying metrics genuinely smashed. Plus 110.6 rushing yards over expected, plus 0.39 yards over expected per attempt, and a next-gen stats rushing efficiency of 5.0, all while facing a stacked box on nearly 29% of his carries. And yet his total rushing expected points added came in at minus 14.3, a reminder that efficient early down yardage doesn't always translate to scoring down value, especially with only 5 rushing touchdowns. The week-to-week profile got muffed. Walker cleared 18 PPR just 4 times, but dropped below 7 points in 7 different games, including a brutal stretch of 3.8, 2.9, and then a week 16 explosion of 25.4 that perfectly captures the boomer bust shape. The per game rank of 29 reflects that volatility more honestly than the total rank of 22. The play that frames Walker's season came through the air. Week 1 against the Chargers, 1st and 10 at midfield, scoreless game, Sam Darnold dumped a short pass to Walker behind the line, and he took it 46 yards down to the Los Angeles 5, with 52 yards after the catch on a target that traveled 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That single play is the whole receiving profile in miniature, 339 total yards after the catch on the season, and a plus 6.8 receiving expected points added, all of it earned with the ball in his hands on checkdowns rather than as a true route runner. When the carries weren't there and the touchdowns weren't there, the yards after catch work was the only thing keeping his floor alive. Muffed! Walker's 2025 was an efficient but capped committee season that finished as the number 22 running back in total PPR and the number 29 in per game scoring. The underlying rushing numbers were better than the fantasy output. The clearest weakness in the data, only 5 rushing touchdowns and a minus 14.3 rushing expected points added, despite plus 110.6 yards over expected, meaning the scoring down and red zone conversion never matched the between the 20s efficiency. That's Kenneth Walker's 2025. One quick note, if you want the same treatment for every player on your fantasy roster every week, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.